and thank you for joining me today in my podcast, Breaking the Silence Together. For those of you that don't know me, if it's your first time hearing about my podcast or joining me or even knowing of who I am, my name is Jeannie Perez, and I am the founder of You're Not Alone. It's an organization that we support mental illness and addiction, any kind of addiction. We support them by giving them professional help, counseling, tools and resources, advocates, or just an ear or a pair of eyes. Whatever it is, we're there for them. We're here to meet them wherever they're at in their journey. And all of our services, whether it's a professional service or just down to downloading an ebook, all of our services are for free. This podcast that you are joining me today on or listening to whenever you're listening to it ties in with the organization because we decided to come on board and start this podcast just because sometimes we know that everyone's different. I know that everybody thinks that everybody's on social media, but that's really not the facts. Some people are still not tuned into social media, and that's why we said let's go ahead and throw a podcast. So just in case they're an individual that just likes to listen to the radio, or maybe they're just a podcaster, or maybe they just like to go on Audible and read or hear something. And my podcast is readable or it's Audible also. So if they're just someone that just likes to read books, they will be able to still find my podcast and download it as an ebook. And the reason why we did that, we feel as though we're going to be able to reach it, reach in a broader on individuals that might need our help but don't know nothing about us. And we're just hoping to be able to help that one person that is ready to heal or ready to recover and really shine the light on them and let them know that we're here. And we're not asking nothing from you, just for you to show up for yourself and get the help that you need. And with that being said, I just want to go ahead and get into today's podcast. I know if you're listening to me right now or you're listening to me today, I know everybody's all excited and getting ready for 4th of July. So I'm just going to go ahead and get into it. And today's topic is when sleep feels unsafe. How the stress response hijacks your rest. And the reason why I quoted it like that, or I put the topic like that, because that's just really how a lot of my clients or just people that I talk to in general feel. At nighttime, 2 o'clock in the morning or 3 o'clock in the morning, or sometimes at 7 o'clock in the morning, that's the time they go to bed. That's the time they start settling down and hopefully get ready for the next day. A lot of people just feel as though they just can't lay down and really say, all right, this is it, I'm done, I'm going to sleep. Their body, they want to lay down, they want to go to sleep. They're tired, they feel like they're tired, and they had enough for that one day, but their body isn't. And they're laying in bed, and you're just wrestling with yourself. You're all over the place. If this is how you feel, then this talk today is for you. Or maybe you know someone that's going through this, at nighttime, and maybe they're thinking they have insomnia. It might be part of it, but it might not be the complete cause of why they're having problems sleeping. Then this is for you. Maybe you can help them out with a little bit of some resources, or maybe go back with them on what we're going to talk about today, or maybe you can go ahead and forward this to someone that needs it. So yeah, I know a lot of us will lay in bed, and I'm just going to use the person that really brought this to my attention. He just, like he says, he'll just lay in bed, he'll look up at the ceiling, and he'll be there for hours and hours and hours and just tossing and turning. He said sometimes he'll lay there and probably fall asleep without realizing that he dozes off, but then he'll wake up and he's all nervous, or he's in a sweat. Or he said for some reason sometimes he'll just always wake up at the same time in the middle of the night and can't go back to sleep. And a lot of times the reason why we go through this, like I said, it doesn't have to be insomnia. Sometimes it is part of it, but not all the time. Sometimes your body, your brain, and your nervous system is still stuck. It's still protecting you. It's still stuck in that survival mode. And a lot of us, when we really can't settle down and our body doesn't feel calm and safe, when the day is like quiet and your body, you're trying to relax yourself so you're calm, you're at a standstill, your body and your nervous system reacts to it the way you not being able to sleep right, you're agitated, and if you do doze off, you'll wake up in a sweat because your heart is pounding. It's because your nervous system is still storing something, and all your stress and whatever it is, might be a chronic trauma, it might be anxiety, it might be depression, whatever it is that's going on with you emotionally, and you're storing it in your brain. Your nervous system hasn't released it completely to where your body feels safe all the time when you're at a standstill, when you're just laying down and you're not moving, there's no movement. And because of that, you might have nights that you do fall asleep, but and then some nights you don't. So the nights that you don't fully are able to just completely just go to sleep with no problem, without waking up in a sweat, or without fighting with yourself, or falling asleep in a baby position, the baby cradle position I call it. It's hard for some people, and I get it. And it's just your mind just running at 1,000 miles per hour. You don't even realize that's what it is, but that's what it is. You have all this trauma still stored in your brain. And even though maybe the threat has gone, you're no longer in danger. It doesn't have to be that you're still in danger or that you're still thinking about this trauma all the time. But sometimes we try to forget, but our brains, are still storing, it still has it stored. So our nervous system has not forgot that feeling yet. And I'll get to that in a minute, how you need to train and reset your nervous system so it starts feeling the same way that you do. But because it's still not there, your nervous system is still not at that safe point the way you are feeling already. It keeps you in a survival mode. Even though you're not moving around or you're not doing something throughout the day, you're actually trying to lay down and your body's at a standstill. Your nervous system is still in survival mode. And it's not recognizing that standstill that you're in, laying down, not moving, as a safe zone. Because we have not released all the trauma, all the stress that we stored in our brain. It's still sitting there. Like I said, our brains are like a sponge. So everything that we feed it just holds it there and just starts leaking out to your nervous system. And unless we get counseling, unless we get professional help, or we talk to someone, or we get into a healing plan or a recovery plan, if it's putting you into different journeys in your life, until we start these healing processes, our system is not recovered yet. Our system is not healing yet. Even though we're ready to, and we think that we can just go ahead and start the day out or go to sleep whenever we want to, your brain and your nervous system has to process that also. So I know you're ready. You're ready to go to sleep. But your brain and your nervous system is not. They're on flight mode right now. They're what I call in a fight and flight mode. You're in survival standstill when it comes to your nervous system. So, if this is something that is resonating with you, is this something that you're dealing with on a daily basis, or like I said, it doesn't have to happen every time that you try to go to sleep. It might just catch up to you every once in a while, or maybe a couple of days a week, maybe one day a week, or maybe every day. I know everyone's system is different. Everyone's trauma is different. And just the way we feed our bodies and our brains is totally different. So because of that, everyone's going to deal with this in a different way. Like I said, some of us might wake up in a sweat. Some of us just might be grinding our teeth really bad. TMJ, you might be having that going on in your teeth now. You might just be fighting, wrestling all night with yourself, waking up at the same time. It could be these points that I'm telling you. It could be different points. Because everyone's different. These are just a couple of points that I'm bringing up that I'm hearing from my clients or that I've seen with my own loved one. And everyone is different. Your scenario at nighttime when you're not being able to go to sleep could be totally different from what I'm saying. But at the end of the day, the key point of what I'm trying and hoping that you get out of this talk today is that the reason why you're in this standstill mode, you're in a survival mode when you're trying to go to sleep still, you can't function when you go to sleep, you can't relax, is because of what you have stored in your mind. And that's either, like I said, it could be a chronic trauma that you went through. It could be depression, it could be anxiety, it could be, you might be you might have some kind of addiction. And because of that, you still cannot relax. Your body is still running. And, sometimes it's hard for us to understand that it's not always, oh, I can't go to sleep. Oh, she has insomnia, or he has insomnia. Oh, if he can't go to sleep, maybe he just needs to turn all the lights off, put a blind over your face or something like that. I get it. I've heard it all. And I'm sure you have too if you're not able to sleep. But reality is that whoever's saying all this to you, they don't know your reason, your cause, unless you tell them. And sometimes you have to even tell yourself, like, what's the root of it? Like, what's going on with me? Why can't I go to sleep? Why am I tossing and turning all this time? Why am I waking up in a sweat? My heart is just pounding so fast when I wake up. We have to really come and pause with ourselves. It's so important to get to the root of what's going on with me. Why can't I go to sleep? So that hopefully you can come to the root of it, understand what your body is going through, so that you're able to get, reach out for the help and get the help really what you need for the cause of the root, not of something that you think it might be. You have to really get down to the root of your problem so that you can get proper help and that your healing can be healthy. Now, I know there is a couple things that we can try to do as coping skills when when this happens and sneaks up on us. There is a couple things that we can try to do. It might work for some people, but it's not going to work for everyone, and I get it. But every time I share something in our talk, it's usually just information that I've learned, information that I'm getting from clients, information that I'm getting from people that are actually walking through this. This is their daily routine. This is something that they're dealing with on a daily routine. But they've seen different things that have helped them. And they just want me to go ahead and share it, and hopefully it'll help someone else. Because that's what my podcast is all about. It's just hoping that someone that really needs this information is hearing us that exact day, or whenever they're hearing us. Someone out there is hearing this information, and they use it and they benefit from it. And hopefully it can help them where they can start healing. And they'll no longer feel that they're alone. So the couple of things that were brought up to my attention and that I have actually used myself with my loved one that had this going on for years, the sleepless nights or just staying up all night, the breathing. I know I always say this to people. I say, Jeannie, you just really love that breathing method. And I'll say it. I live the breathing method. I use it on myself whenever I have to. I tell my loved ones to use it all the time. Anyone that knows me, I bring it up. Because like I said, you don't have to have a mental illness. You don't have to be going through no addiction to really pause with yourself and really get it out. Really, if you have to put your hands in your stomach, please do it. Try to regulate every exhale very slowly. Let it drop out very slowly. And you will start to feel your body calming down. And you might just need to do that a couple of times. If you do, just do it. Help yourself. Maybe you'll be able to relax yourself enough to maybe you might just fall asleep a little bit. I know I have heard where someone will say to me, well, I slept a lot of hours. I slept 10, 12 hours, but I woke up with more aches and more exhausted than when I went to sleep. And that's just another part of survival mode. Even though you fell out because you were so drained out, you finally fell out and you slept longer than you ever usually do, and you wake up worse than what you went to sleep. Most of the time, it was because your nervous system was in survival mode while you were sleeping. And what I mean by that is, and some people really can't wrap their head around it, what I mean by that is your chemical imbalance was just running. Your nervous system was just running fast. Your heart was palpitating. Your heart was just rushing while you were sleeping. You wasn't feeling this because you were just so out because your body was so exhausted. So you just, boom, fell out. You didn't even realize it. And when we wake up out of these kind of fallouts, these kind of sleep, we wake up worse than we went to sleep because our body goes through so many changes while we're out. And that is part of the nervous system survival mode. And I say to a lot of people, when you wake up like that, that you feel worse than when you went to sleep. Take a nice warm shower. See if that'll help you calm your body back down. Do the breathing method. Sometimes if you do know how to do the meditation, if you do know how to meditate, try to meditate, even if it's just for 5 minutes. Try to meditate, see if that's going to help you calm your body down, just get some clarity of what's going on. Also, I also say sometimes that I know that a lot of this, sometimes it'll work for some people it will not work, and I get it and I understand it, because everything is not for everyone. We're all different. Our body, asks for different routines, different exercises. Some work, some don't. I always say to everyone, please find what works best for you. If taking a hot shower works for you, then do it. Maybe sitting in a hot tub, go ahead and do it. Sometimes listening to these different apps that have different sounds, calming sounds. Download them, use them. Keep them on if you need to while you're sleeping. Keep them on for a couple hours before you start getting ready to go to bed. Maybe that'll start calming you down. Just do it. Sometimes yoga. I love yoga. That's why I always do my twilight yoga. And I do meditation. I do my breathing because that just helps so much. And I always say, if that helps you, then try it out. Sometimes a walk before you're ready, maybe like an hour or two before you're ready to go to sleep. Take a long walk. Sometimes just doing stretches. Sometimes you can use bands or just use stretches. Just, stretch your body, your arms, your legs a little bit before you lay down. Sometimes that helps. I just always say to everybody, there's so much out there that we can really try to do to calm our nerves down on a daily basis, get it into our routine, and find out what works best for us. And just stick to it. Use it as your daily basis. I know people that download these calming sounds, and they have them running all day on their phone, at home, and they just use them for hours to get themselves calm and where they want to be before they start relaxing and tuning down. And that's like one of the biggest ones that a lot of my clients use, is the calming sounds. A lot of people use fans. Run a fan for a couple of hours before you lay down to see if that helps you calm down. We just have to really come in tune with ourselves, ask ourselves these questions, like, what calms me? What can I do? What can I hear? What can I try out? And just try a couple things until you find exactly what it is that helps you out. Because like I said, your best friend might be using something, or a loved one, or your partner, or you just might know of other people that are using these different things, these different methods, but none of it is working for you. So we just have to really try different things until we find the one that's going to really help us out. And like I said, you have fan noises, water noises, calming sound noises. Try taking a walk. Try doing stretches. Try doing yoga, meditation, breathing. Those are just a couple of things out of 100 things that you can try. And just try them out, everyone. Try them not all at one time, but don't try to do 2 or 3 at one time. Try to do one at a time until you figure out, this is really calming me. I was able to sleep a little better last night, but I'm going to try it again for a couple of times. And I say try each thing for at least 2 weeks and see. Because if you only try 1 day or 2 days, you really don't know if it made a difference. You have to really let your body you really have to wrap yourself around this. You have to really feed this to your brain. You have to really feed this to your nervous system. So it's going to take more than just 1 or 2 days to really figure out if something's helping you or not. I say try at least 2 weeks and see how it goes. With that being said, I also wanted to, let me just go through here because I know my team members have gave me a couple things that someone wanted me to just bring up, and I just want to make sure I am bringing everything up. Okay, yeah, I knew I forgot something. Someone had, the person that gave us a little bit of information on this, and someone from our community. She said sensory stuff. And when I say sensory, she gave us a whole list. I know of, like me, I love my weighted blanket. I just love it. I use it all year round. Winter or summer, I just need to feel that weight on me, and it puts me right out. So that's one thing. That's another thing that you can try, like the weight blanket, which, like I said, I stand behind it 200%. I use one all year long. Then you have, besides the sensory blanket, you also have, some people like those little cozy wraparounds that you wrap around your body, where you just feel something really close to you. You could probably try getting something like that. Try the cozy socks, put them on, see if that helps you out. Something soft, maybe something that just feels velvet, like something like velvet that you might just want to put next to you. Maybe it's a pillow, maybe a memory pillow, or maybe a memory foam on your bed. These are just different things that were brought up to my attention also on behalf of this, that a lot of different clients use a lot of different things, and it helped them. The weighted blanket was number one, that a lot of people said that really, really helped them out. And like I said, I use one all year long, and it really helps me out, especially on days when I have so much going on. Been on my feet for 20 hours, or I've been doing so much, because like I said, I'm always doing something. And by the time I lay down, I'm telling you, get a hot shower, I lay down, I put that weighted blanket on me, I'm out. And I really do think that that's something that if you're going through this, just try it out. Give yourself like 2 weeks with it, and see. With that being said, I just want to say, if you're following me, if you know about me, like I said, my information is out there all on social media. Our podcast is on every major platform that you can think about. We're there. You search us on Google or anywhere you search us on, we're going to pop up. So, and it's not just here in the U.S. I mean, I've stretched our information out everywhere on the map that you can think of. My information is wherever their base is at, wherever they're getting information from, it's going to pop up. But unfortunately, like I always said, no matter how big my team is, I'm never going to have enough, because this need is needed worldwide, and the numbers are just every second of the day going up and up and up. We're never seeing a decrease, they're going up. And like I said, it breaks my heart, because, when I started this, and the reason for my podcast and my organization is just to help, help. Even if I just help one person, every time I help that one person, it just means so much to me. It's like a little kid at a candy store. That's how I feel. It's just an amazing feeling every time that I know that my organization, or one of my team members, or a leader that I'm really connected with, we help somebody. Because like I said, it's not about me, it's not about my organization, it's not about my team. It's about them. It's about the individuals out there that need the help, don't know where to get it, don't even know who we are, or know of any kind of help, of anyone out there that's really going to want to support them, because they feel as though they're worthless. And I just say, every time I hear, like, boom, we made it, we just helped this person, or that organization, or another leader that I'm affiliated with, they were able to succeed with someone, and it really worked out great. It just makes me feel amazing. I can't even explain the feeling that I get every time I hear of a success with someone that's dealing with mental illness or an addiction. Because every day, every second of the day, we are losing them. Every second of the day, we're losing someone to a mental illness. Every second of the day, we're losing someone to some type of an addiction, because there's so many addictions out there. There's so many mental illnesses, that the need is tremendous. And it's just it's so bad. It's so bad worldwide. So bad. And, sometimes people say, well, there's help out there. Why are they not getting it? Or, there's help out there. They'll eventually get it. But that's not the point. The point is that the reason why a lot of these individuals don't get the help, or sometimes never do get the help, is because they don't have the information, or they don't know where to go to, or they don't have that strength in them, or that support, where they feel as though anyone really cares, or is anyone really going to make a difference with them, or is anyone going to really help them to where life is really going to be where they want to be, or can they ever really change? That's how they feel. And if you're listening to me and you're struggling with mental illness, or you're struggling with an addiction, I just want you to know that you're worthy. And yes, there is people out there that will support you. And yes, you can make a change. Never say that you cannot change. Never say, oh no, this is it. No one understands me. I'm not going to ever be able to do this. I'm already messed up. There's no fixing me. Now, those are all myths. You are able to get back on your feet. You are able to heal in a healthy way. Whether it's from a mental illness or addiction, you are able to restore yourself so that you can heal in a healthy way, recover in a healthy way. It's never too early to get help, and it's never too late to become the best you, to live life at your terms, to live life the way you want to live. It's never too late. So please, if you are listening to my podcast, or you're listening to me 3 years from now, I just want you to know, make that first step and get the help. And I'm sure there's someone by you, someone that loves you, that will help you out and start with you on this journey to get the help that you need and get the healing that you need. Just make that first step and reach out for help. I mean, if you have to, like I said, everything on my website is free. Our services, everything is free. Tools and resources, advocates, professional help, you name it, I have it. And it's all for free. You just have to show up for yourself. You have to make that first move. My website, www.youarenotalone.online. Go on that site. If you don't have a phone, find some internet somewhere and get on a computer, get whatever it is. Whatever it takes to get on something that has internet. Get on there and get onto my website. You'll be able to reach someone from my team with no problem. Our website, our 800 number, 24/7 support line is monitored 24/7. Our live chat is monitored by a human being, not a AI or a chat box, 24/7. Our email is monitored 24/7 by a human being. Please just reach out to us. If there's something that you're looking for on my website and you are not locating it because my team members refresh it all the time, they add stuff new, take stuff down. And if it's something that I was talking about and you heard it on another podcast, or you heard me talking about it in the community or something and you're not finding it on my site, reach out to us and we will get it out to you with no problem. And like I always say, you can be anonymous when you reach out to us. Just let us know what you want and we're going to help you out with that. But please leave a message so that I can get the proper person to return your message so they can meet you where you're at in your journey, and you will be able to get you the help or get you the information that you need with no problem. And also, like always, I'm always looking for more. The more the merrier, like I said. If you know me, you know I always do everything big. Nothing. I never do nothing small. It's like my family or my kids says, "Mom, why? Like, this is enough." But no. If I'm doing something, I'm going to do it big. If I buy something, I always make sure I buy the biggest thing out there. That's just me. So with this organization, even though I have the team that I have, I want it bigger. I want more. Because I want to make sure that even though I know right now with the team that I have, I can service worldwide with no problem. My tools and resources are worldwide. And I can help them no matter where they're at in this world right now. I know I'm going to be able to help someone. But if you're out there, because like I said, we can never have enough. If you're out there, I don't care where in the world you are sitting at right now, and your heart is where mine is at, and that's really supporting the mental illness cause and supporting the drug and addiction cause, please reach out to me if you want to volunteer. If your time, if you have time, I know everybody doesn't have time to really volunteer or help out with things, even though they really believe in it. But if you have time, you won't even, like I said, if you're across the country, just the time that I'm asking you for is something that's going right from your home. Because you can help us right from your home or from wherever you're sitting there, you can help me. Because, like I said, my clients are worldwide and our services are worldwide. So it doesn't even matter where you're sitting at, you're able to help me out with something. And if you want to bring something out to your community, if you think your community can benefit from what we're providing, our services, let me know. Let's throw an event where you live at. Maybe I'll send you all the information and you can throw an event out where you're at. Just talking about our services or letting your community know what kind of services is out there for them. Let me know. It's all about them that we're trying to help. It's not about me or about you. It's about them. So if I can send something your way and you can use it in your community to benefit your people in your community or someone that you know, let me know. Let's make this happen. Get a hold of me. Come aboard. Help if that's what you want to do. If you're a licensed therapist, come on, let's help. Let's make a difference. If you're a licensed counselor, come on. If you're a social worker, licensed, come on. Let's make a difference. And if you just want to be an advocate, come on. Help me. Let's help them. Let's help these beautiful individuals that are just walking these streets, just, walking in emptiness. They just breathing, they not living. And a lot of them don't even have a place to lay their head down. What makes you think they think there's help out there for them? They're feeling so powerless and hopeless right now. Let's give them that strength they need back. Let's let them know that we're here. Let's push this information out. Let's make this movement stronger. Forward my podcast to somebody that can use it. Or repost my stuff. When you repost it ain't about me. You ain't giving me clout because, like I said, and anybody that knows me, that's not what I'm about. Jeannie Perez is not about that. I've been in business for over 20 years. I have over 15 businesses. If I was about clout, I would have been doing lives years ago. It's something that never resonated with me, doing lives and going, letting people into my life. That was never me. So, if you want to repost my stuff, Some people had that mentality like, oh, if I push her stuff ahead, I'm just pushing it for her. Let that go, because it's not about me. Because like I said, my stuff is already worldwide. I'm pushing my information worldwide. I'm making sure I'm making a difference. All I'm asking you is get that information out to someone that you know. Sometimes we don't even know who needs it. Just push it out. Forward, repost this podcast. Repost my social media information out there. Go into my platforms. I'm on iHeartRadio. I'm on FM Player. I'm out there. Send my stuff to someone that you know. You don't ever have to really contact me if you don't want. But get this information out because you never know who's the one suffering. It could be someone sitting right next to you right now. It could be a loved one. It could be your child. It could be your sister. It could be your brother. It could be your mother. It could be anyone. You never know. Because a mask is so good, you never know. So don't ever say, oh, nah, I've never come across it. No one that I know is dealing with that. Because you never know. Like I said, it could be someone sitting right next to you right now. That's been laughing with you. Every day of their life that you know might have been smiling. But behind that smile, you really know what's really happening behind closed doors. Or when that person is in silence, you don't know. So that's what I'm saying. Pass my information along. Pass this information along to everybody that you know. Because you never know who really needs this information. With that being said, I'm really hoping that someone out there that really needs our help, that really needs these tools and resources, that really needed to hear this, is hearing me. Because that's who I'm showing up for every day, is for you. I'm not showing up for anything else. I'm showing up for you. Please use it. Please take the first step and get the help that you need. Because once you make that first step, everything's going to fall in place for you. Just do it. Stay consistent. Stay focused. Love yourself. Show up for yourself. And get ready to live the life that you've always been wanting to do. In the light. No more in silence. I'm going to close my episode with the statement that, like I always say, I didn't read this anywhere. No one ever said these words to me. It's something that just came straight from my heart, and I really mean it. And if you know me, and I'm going to tell you the truth, I never sugarcoat everything. I'm very raw. I'm very to the point. Even when I'm doing my podcast, everything that I tell you is just the truth, you know. And I'm hoping that people just really take this information and use it to either help themselves or others, because that's what it's meant for. But for that, I'm just going to say, you know, it's okay to not be okay. And please, please, really, really listen to this. It's okay to not be okay. What's not okay, and that's for no one, I don't care who you are, no one, to ever feel as though that they have to walk in the dark, in silence, again, alone. We are here. I am here. I will support you 200% on your journey. Even if you don't use our organization, or we can't help you, we find someone else, I'm still going to walk on the journey with you and help you out. Because this is what it's about. It's about helping, and that's what I'm here for. Just make the first step. Whether it's mental illness or an addiction, make the first step. It's never too late. Never too late. With that being said, I'm just saying thank you for everyone's support, showing up for me, showing up for yourself. Thank you, and please take care of yourselves until the next time. Tomorrow at 6 o'clock. I know tomorrow is 4th of July. It's a very busy holiday. People are traveling. People are doing things they've never done before. They're trying out new things. Just be careful. And really, really think about it before you do things that you've never done before. Think about it. And if there's a loved one out there that you know is not doing too good, whether it's mental illness or an addiction, days like this really take them just spiraling down. They start doing other things, or they get deeper into these emotions. Please just go check up on them. Make sure they're okay. Till next time, thank you, and take care of yourself and your loved ones.